So we are live. Sorry about that, folks. Well, okay. So now we're live everywhere. Thank you for tuning in. This is Rahel. I'm Rahelmusic. And this is my series called Songcatching. The series about songwriting, music, musical life, everything about music, and just living life, enjoying life, putting life in front of you. Oh, okay. So this is Songwriting, Songcatching number 16. And today I'm going to bring you a couple of songs, but I'm going to separate them into different episodes. So this episode 16 is just going to cover one song, not cover one song, but do my original song called Walking Through a Memory. And it's pretty straightforward again. Lately I've been playing songs that the lyrics are pretty straightforward. You don't have to think too much about it. And, well, here's a piece of tape. So I will go into that, but before I go into that, I just want to say the series Songcatching, the concept, the title Songcatching comes from a poem by a Native American Indian called Arlie. And you can visit his website. I have the information and link will be in the box below. And please visit his website and see the poem that he wrote called Songcatcher. The concept is generally about the fact that, sorry, I'll put that up a little bit. The fact that the songs, the arts, the poems, everything, the knowledge is out there already. And it's our job as artists and whoever we are to catch those songs, catch that essence, and bring it through us. We are just a vehicle, a vessel, through us, and share it with our world, our 3D, three-dimensional world that we live in. So there is another world which is an energetic kind of essence world, and then there is this world, the 3D world. Some people call that the 5D world and the 3D world. Anyway, the concept is to catch those songs that are out there, bring them through us, and give them to you here in this 3D world. So I'm sharing the songs that I've caught throughout the years, and I hope you enjoy them, and I hope when I talk about them you have something also interesting that you can relate to. So also, this is live, and when it's live you can, of course, request or ask me something. I can't always be attentive to the conversation, but I try, especially when I'm singing. Like I said, this song is called Walking Through a Memory, and I'll tell you about it after I sing it. But let me get that. I didn't plan this right. Okay, one. Don't finish. Slow it down a little bit. Like there's a delay on Facebook again. I don't know how to fix that. I'm walking through a memory. I'm walking as the wind blows through my hair. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help hair. Oh, great wind, won't you help me? Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? It's a fantasy where we pretend to be. It's a fantasy. Oh, oh, oh. It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Oh, great wind, won't you help me? Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? I'm spiraling through a memory. I'm spiraling as the wind blows through my hair. Oh, great wind, won't you help me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me? It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. It's a fantasy. Oh, it's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me? Oh, great wind, oh, great wind, oh, great wind, oh, great wind. Yeah, that's called Walking Through a Memory. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I couldn't wave at you while I was playing. And that's kind of a drawback of when people are listening or watching and they want to talk to you while you're playing and singing. You can't really respond until you're finished. So please keep that in mind. I'm not ignoring you, but it's very hard to respond when I'm in mid-song. So again, thank you for being here. Any comments, please, add them. So this song is called Walking Through a Memory. And the inspiration came when I was back in my hometown, and I had set up a meeting with an old high school friend of mine who was also a neighbor for a long time. And we hadn't seen each other for a long time. We set up a time and a place, and I was in the parking lot and she was in the parking lot, and I saw her coming from afar, and as she walked towards me, the wind was blowing and it was blowing her hair, kind of, like that thing you would imagine in a movie. And I kind of, because she was is an old friend, I had memories that I was thinking about. Memories started to appear in my mind about those days when we were friends and what we had lived through and everything. So that's the inspiration for this song. It came from that moment. Inspirations can come from anywhere, and just those little moments in life that create an entire song, an entire experience, and you have that memory forever and ever. So this was back in 1999. I had been living in Israel until 1998, and I returned to America in 1998 in July, and this was a year later, actually, August, and I was reuniting with old friends, and so that's what happened. So let's look at the lyrics. Actually, let's look at the chords. The chords are basically just an A, G, but it's a little more open because I'm only playing the 6, 5, 4 strings and letting the 1, 2, and 3 strings just be open. So rather than a full bar chord, it's really just this. Sorry, I'm playing the 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 5, 4, and 3 strings, and leaving the B and E string, the 1 and 2 string, open. So it's sounding like this on the fifth fret as an A, and sounding like this as a G on the 3rd fret. We've got these 2 strings resonating constantly throughout the song. And then there's one more chord that I put in this song, in that bridge part. It's a fantasy, that what we pretend to be, and it's kind of a Spanish sounding chord. You have to spread your fingers out pretty wide. You can see that. It's an F sharp something or other. It's got the F sharp, another F sharp, sorry, C sharp there. So F sharp, C sharp, open D, and then a sharp, or a B flat as you want to call it. So sorry, it's not an open D, and that's going over there to a G note. So who the heck knows what chord that is? Somebody knows, but anyway, it's looking like this and sounding very Spanish. Thank you. I love that chord. You can hear that a lot with kind of a ole flamenco thing going on there. And so that's actually what it's going. It's a fantasy to a G, what we pretend to be. Back to the F sharp. It's a fantasy. Yeah, so you've got those 3 chords in this song. Basically a 2-chord song. That's what's happening guitar-wise. The beat is a kind of a walking. You know, if you're walking, it's a 4/4. And it slides into that. Some slides going on there. I'm dampening the strings with my right hand to get that muted sound, to give it a stronger beat. Right? You can see that? And then I hit the side. Some variations in the rhythm. So that's what's happening in this song. It's pretty straightforward musically. And now let's look at the lyrics. I'm walking through a memory. I'm walking as the wind blows through my hair. It was through her hair, and now I'm singing about it blowing through my hair. So that's the setting. I told you what the inspiration was. My friend walking towards me, the wind blowing through her hair, and memories coming. So I'm walking through a memory. I'm walking as the wind blows through my hair. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me fly? That's the first part. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me fly? Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? I want to fly. Won't you help me fly? This is a moment we probably all yearn for. The ability to be free. That yearning, not ability, but, well, there's ability also, but the yearning to be free, like the birds, like the wind, and let the wind just carry you and let you fly. And, you know, that's how I'm living my life. I try anyway. I try to live it freely. I try to follow my heart and follow my interests. Actually, I didn't really try to do that. I just naturally fell into that pattern. Making money was never that important to me. I never ran after money, which is why I've always been poor. But this is not the goal of my life, to make money. The goal of my life is to live life, doing what you love. Keeping joy in front of you, follow your interests, keep learning. And so, wind carrying you away, and in this case the wind is literally the wind that wants to push you along. It's going to help you fly and help you move on your journey, to your destination, on your path. Your path, not anybody else's path. You know, you don't have to do what everybody else says and thinks is correct. You need to follow the rules, of course, and the rules of government, the rules of the place you live in. But you don't have to follow what people tell you to be or to do in your profession. You don't need to compromise that at all. You just need a little push to help you be you, to help you do what you are best at. And I've never been good at computers and high tech and math and sciences and things like that. Even though they say musicians are supposed to be good at math, it doesn't apply to me. And I've always been best in the arts and in being sociable. So that's my strong point, and that's what pushed me along to live my life the way I have so far. Just doing what I love. So let's look at the next verse, Help Me Fly. The next one, I'm flying through a memory. I'm flying as the wind blows through my hair. Oh, great wind. So I'm flying now through a memory. The memories, you know, think about that. I didn't even think about that until this moment as I sang it. Flying through a memory. You know how fast life goes by? I keep talking about this in many of my episodes, but life passes you by very quickly. I'm flying through it. Flying through memories. You know, they say that your life, before you die, your life passes in front of your eyes. But honestly, life goes by really quickly, so please just live it to the best. Do the things you love. It really does fly by. So I'm flying through a memory. I'm flying as the wind blows through my hair. Flying. Great wind, won't you carry me? Great wind, won't you help me? In the beginning I did sing it backwards, but that's okay. Either way, won't you help me and carry me? They're interchangeable. So what happens next? We go to the bridge with that F sharp whatever chord. It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. It's a fantasy, oh, 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 oh. It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Oh, great wind. It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Lately, as we grow and we evolve and we journey through life and we just live our lives until we get to the end of it. And you wonder, is it real? Am I real? Am I living the life I really believe in? Lately, I felt like I'm kind of pretending. What kind of a life am I living? I don't understand it. It's me. I see me in it. I'm living it. But why do I feel like I'm pretending? Why do I feel like, in a way, it's not real? That's one way to look at it. It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Wow, suddenly flash on Hollywood, Such pretending people, fakes. Ricky Gervais, he, put that right out there. Really shows them what kind of fake lives they're living. I'm doing acting now, studying acting, and maybe you might be, when you act, you might be pretending to be somebody else, but actually the way I'm learning it is that you need to get in touch with yourself. You need to find out who you are, where your emotions are, what they are, what the source, what are you experiencing and feeling when you express yourself. And then you apply that, hi everybody, then you apply that to the character that you're portraying, which is different than looking at the character and trying to be that character, letting the character tell you who you are. So don't pretend in life. Find out who you are and apply it to life. Apply it to what you're doing. So is it a fantasy? It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Fantasy, there's nothing wrong with fantasy. If you're going after that and you want that, there's a lot of really fun fantasy. Actually, I'm going to be in a movie soon. You're going to see it here in Korea. It's called Space Sweepers, Sing Riho. If you're, it's going to be released on September 23rd, 2020 in the theaters. I hope I'll get to see it. And it is a fantasy. It's a fantasy science fiction movie. So great. But even when we act in the fantasy, we need to be ourselves. I remember in an interview with Shia Kim Jun-soo, who I'm trying to meet. I'm still going to remind you, I'm trying to meet you, Shia Kim Jun-soo, as a colleague, as a musician, a fellow musician, to learn from you. And he was talking about when he became a musical actor. He's a singer, a dancer, and a K-pop idol, a K-pop star. And then he morphed into being a musical actor. And I remember in an interview he said about his very first appearance, and that was in a musical called Mozart, which he does beautifully. He was chosen for the lead role, and he asked the director, "Why did you choose me? I'm not very experienced in acting. I really don't. This would be my very first thing. I haven't studied it or whatever, but why me? I'm not sure how I can portray Mozart." And he said, "I didn't choose you because I want you to portray Mozart. I chose you because I want you to be you, living as Mozart, or I chose you because of what you have to bring to the table, because of who you are, and I wanted you. That's what I wanted in my production. So that's a big lesson to learn. That's a big something, a big something to take in. People want you to be you. They don't want you to pretend to be somebody else, and they can tell when you're pretending to be somebody else. I can tell when I'm pretending to be someone else and it's not coming out right. And the reason why I came to Korea was to find that in myself. For some reason I thought that being in Korea, something about Korean people, even though on one level they're kind of surface and very corresponding to the culture, to the traditions, but on the other hand, underneath it all there is a passion and something that is coming through nevertheless that somehow spoke to me, that I was looking for this passion to bring that out in me. And in some ways it's happening. I still want Shia Kim Jun-soo to help me more with that, but in the meantime, that's okay. I was worried about how I sing, how I produce, how I express my songs, and like I said, when you're pretending, and when you're not, and people can sense it and feel it. And the people who are successful, it's because they've been sincere and honest. They've brought themselves to the table. So I hope I'm doing that, but I know that sometimes I am not. I have a long way to go, but that's okay. Life is a journey. So let's see, it's a fantasy. And then we're going, oh great wind, help me spiral. I'm spiraling through a memory. I'm spiraling as the wind blows through my hair. Sorry, the air conditioning gets to my throat. I'm spiraling. I'll turn that off for a few minutes. I'm spiraling through a memory. Spiraling is turning, usually turning till you get to the ground. Spiraling around. But as you spiral, you never come back to the same place. You can spiral upwards as well. But the circling never meets itself again. It continues to climb or continues to fall, but it never comes back to the same place. And a very wise teacher, friend, and colleague of mine from Israel, she is so wise. I wish I had her wisdom. I'm not jealous. I just wish that I was as wise as she is. But she spoke about spiraling in the Jewish sense, in as we come around, and soon in the Jewish holiday of the Jewish New Year will be coming around at the end of September again. And each time, and you can think of it in secular terms as well, each time a new year comes around, you've lived a bit of life, but you don't come to the same place, because hopefully you've evolved, you've grown, you've experienced new things. You're not going to come back to the same place. You're going to stagnate and maybe die in that same place. I hope not. You've learned something, you've grown from it, you've moved on to the next level, the next step, whatever it is that you're going through, but you're going through life and you're progressing and you're going forward. So when we talk about smiling too, about spiraling, so I'm spiraling through a memory. I'm not stuck in the memory. I remember it, as we should remember history for sure so that we don't repeat it. I'm spiraling through that, but I'm going to the next place. I'm going to the place that comes after that. Spiraling through life. Hopefully getting better and better, going in an upward and not a downward, but life has its ups and its downs. And hopefully we don't get stuck in them, we spiral through them. So that's what that is about. It's about spiraling, it's about growing. Moving on, not coming back to the same place, but going forward through life. So although at the beginning of this episode I thought that this song was pretty straightforward, but as I talk about it, I see that it's not as straightforward as I thought. There's some deeper meaning to it, which is awesome. I'm very happy that I discovered that about this song. Thank you, whoever wrote that song and gave it to me to bring it to you. I appreciate that. So now I have a better understanding of this song, and I hope you do too. So I'm going to play it one more time. And thank you for joining me on this particular episode, number 16 of Songcatching. And I'm going to play one more song today, but I'm going to put it on the next episode, episode 17, because today that's what's on my mind, is to present you these two songs. But they're very different, so I want to separate them as two separate episodes. So I'm going to play it one more time, and then I will come back to you again in a different episode. So let's put the drum machine on again, and let's see if I can sing this a little bit better now that I understand it more. Really, I should, what we'd say in acting, I should prep myself before I come to sing these songs, but I'm learning, I'm still learning. So here we go. Oh, my shoulder. Okay. I'm walking as the wind blows through my hair. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me fly? I'm flying through a memory. I'm flying as the wind blows through my hair. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me? It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. It's a fantasy. Oh, oh, oh. It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me spy? spiraling through a memory. Hi, I'm spiraling as the wind blows through my hair. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me? It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. It's a fantasy. Oh, 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 oh. It's a fantasy, what we pretend to be. Oh, great wind, won't you carry me? Oh, great wind, won't you help me? Yeah. Well, that's fun. I really like playing that song. It's a lot of fun. It's fun on the fingers. It's fun to sing it. And it's fun now to understand it. So I didn't self-promote. Here's the self-promotion. Please visit me at rahelmusic.com, rahelmusic.com. Please also, when you go there, click on the download section where you can find a link to the Bandcamp site where all my music is available for downloading. You can listen to it first. You can download one single song. You can download an album. I'm not sure if this song is actually available there because I don't remember recording it, but I'll have to check. I haven't recorded it yet, I don't think. So I have a lot of songs. I have like close to 300 songs, I think, so I don't remember what I've done with all of them. But many of them are available both on my website and now at Bandcamp as well for downloading. So please visit me at rahelmusic.com and see what's there. You'll learn something. There's a lot of links to many different things, many fun things. So thank you for visiting me here, and I will close now with this episode number 16, and I will move on to episode number 17 in about 10 minutes. So thank you, and keep joy in front of you. Don't postpone joy. Keep God in front of you. Don't postpone joy.